Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. Now, I noticed some of these Hamza fans, some of these girls and the young men, some of them have said, oh, look how Milan reads a lot, she's gonna get confused. You can tell she's confused. Oh, none of those books mean anything. And I'm thinking to myself, is this the kind of educational advice that is being given to these young ones, where they think not going to college and not even learning at home is smart? God gave you a brain, and instead you're going to be a couch potato collecting a check from your man, making average food with average intercourse, and maybe taking care of your kids. Level up. You have a lot of time in the day to do many, many things. This is very dangerous. It's almost cult-like brainwashing. Why do you want to have so many retarded people? How is that a benefit? You do realize you have so much knowledge, free knowledge at your fingertips, and instead you're so dumb you think that the more you learn, the more confused you'll get. And then they would say, oh, how can you put your own opinion on stuff? When you've been trained in textual analysis, you have a right and the mode to speculate, to theorize, and give hypotheticals and opinions on texts that you read. You would have learned that if you would have went to even the basic rudimentary classes in high school. I mean, it shows your lack of education. And you don't have to be an Ivy League graduate to know such things. They say, oh, well, we don't want our women to be scholars. We don't need that. It'll just decorate the wall. You, as a mother, are supposed to be a treasure trove of knowledge for your children. You should be learning something every day because you have so much time. Instead of watching reality TV, getting involved in drama, feeling superior by nagging other women to death, being the pious police, you could be learning something, spreading knowledge. It doesn't have to just be about the religion, because we need people to create solutions for the problems we have. Pollution, we need clean energy. There's a lot of things that got to be fixed, that you can do from home, that you can study, that you can reflect upon. You can be a fountain of knowledge. Why is it that I'm noticing that Muslim women and men, Muslims in general, there's the really cool side of Muslims who say, no, you gotta learn, we have to just adapt, we need to get in, open our own businesses, we need to establish people so they can practice the deen correctly. And then there's people who live on welfare, stay online, spend times in chat rooms, and are so retarded that they think that the more you read and learn and share knowledge, that that's somehow going to make you confused. Can you watch more than 3 types of YouTube videos in a day? Yeah. And did you get confused with that? Did you drive your car and go past many stoplights? Did that make you more confused? If you heard many news stories, did those multiple news stories from different networks make you more confused? No, right? Stop giving people bad advice to not grow their brains in multiple ways. This is not good for you, and being a retard makes you prime to get taken advantage of by scammers, by corruption, all kinds of people. The dumber you are, the easier you are to manipulate. The more susceptible you are to grooming. The more susceptible you are to not have as many critical thinking skills that can save you from a bad situation. If you are a chick and you're at home, you could be reading books, you could be watching videos on cooking things, on all kinds of stuff. You could start a baking vlog. You could do all types of beneficial things. Okay? No, I don't get confused from reading a lot. Do you get weaker walking more? Or do your legs get stronger? If you do multiple sit-ups, do you become weaker or do you become stronger? Stop treating the brain like it's some vulnerable, pathetic little squishy thing. it has another side to it. The more you add to it, the better you'll be. You don't have to go in debt, but you should be learning something. And anyone who dismisses everything, like you don't have to learn this, you don't have to learn that, you don't have to learn English, you don't have to learn this, this is not going to help you get into paradise. This is the worst advice I've heard ever. You should not be on welfare. You should be out there starting a business as an entrepreneur. You should be spreading knowledge. Do what you gotta do. You got the internet at your fingertips. There's no excuses to be a couch potato. You could even have little clubs at your house for kids. You should be doing something all the time. People who are pushing you to be lazy, to do the bare minimum, are not your friends. Those are not good advisors. Study in college or outside of college, with people or alone, online or offline. You should be growing your mind every freaking day. If people study in prison, what the hell is your excuse? Prisoners come out of freaking their cells serving their terms with college degrees. And you're making excuses. I don't have to learn this. I don't have to learn that. I'm going to get confused. The more people read, the more confused they'll get. Grow up. You can learn something from everything. And if anyone tells you that's not true, I'd ask that person about how many wise people they're around today. Some people get so put in their niche, they forget about the world around them. And maybe those types are good for certain questions, but they aren't for certain other ones. If you're going to invest, you got to go to somebody who pays to investing, but I'm not going to ask an investor about plumbing, am I? Each person has their utility. You need to be pushing yourself to have multiple skills. Your husband dies, your kids abandon you, you go become a refugee, you need to find a job, you need to be prepared for all kinds of things, and you need to have many skills. Anyone who is encouraging you to be dumb, docile, lazy, and sucking off government welfare is a bad advisor. You can be a good Muslim and not be on welfare. You can learn many things and not get confused. How else that's so the stupidest thing I ever heard. How a genius knows many things, right? High IQ people know many things. Do they get confused? And if you do have a question, find the freaking answer. And don't be lazy to go find it. Stop being around losers. Stop being around people who are real life losers, but then hide it and masquerade it as piousness. I choose to be a minimalist on purpose, but that doesn't mean I neglect my mind. I don't chase money, but I do what I gotta do. Right? I achieved my 5 prayers, but I still maximize my reading. I cut out a lot of things that are not really what I want to do. And exercise. And help my little one with her homework. And cook delicious food. And make desserts and breads and, all kinds of rice dishes and beans. You have no excuse, man. Level up. Stop being comfortable. Push yourself as hard as you can every day. You can have peace inside while still pushing hard. Maybe get around a better group of friends who don't encourage you to be an intellectual retard, a crappy cook, and a nagging woman or person online. Fix your life.